Welcome back to Major League Pickleball. This is Mesa, the first event in season #1. This is day 2 by Margaritaville. Now it's time to head back to the challenger level. Yesterday was all challenger level all day long, and we saw some pretty incredible pickleball. Cameron Irwin alongside Adam Stone. It's time to get into the quarterfinal action, though, for the challenger level. And next up are the Atlanta Bouncers as well as the Orlando Squeeze. So give me a little rundown on these two teams.
Well, we saw both of them on championship court yesterday. Everyone played their role beautifully, obviously to advance to this quarterfinal matchup. But I would say my two picks to click are Todd Fote and Hunter Johnson.
I like it. Well, there's a look now at your playoffs in terms of how the challenger level is going to shape up. So the Chicago Slice as well as the Bay Area Breakers, they were your top 2 seeds coming out of all 3 groups just yesterday. So they get a bye now into the semifinals. So the quarterfinals you're seeing now is the Atlanta Bouncers versus the Orlando Squeeze. And the other quarterfinal that will be taking place on the grandstand simultaneously are the Utah Black Diamonds versus the Brooklyn Aces, who, by the way, got in by 1% on their point differential win percentage, which is wild. 1%?
1%.
1% over the AZ Drive. They were waiting at the end of their match, which they lost in the Dreambreaker 1921 late last night, waiting on the court to try and find out when the math would be completed, and it was 1% difference. I think the point differential ended up being around 10 or so total points. Something, at least that's what I've been told, or it's been rumored, but 1% was the magical number.
1% is 1%.
It's 1% higher.
And this early matchup here with the women's doubles obviously going out first, I would say that Trifunovic, formerly Christine McGrath, Brooke Buckner, and Bobbi Oshiro played a little more solid yesterday, and Rachel Rettger had some lapses of focus and also some moments of brilliance.
Yes.
So we'll see which Rachel Rettger shows up today. I think that's going to be a big factor in this opening match.
So the opening match, like you just mentioned, it's Bobbi Oshiro and Rachel Rettger versus Christine McGrath, or formerly McGrath, now Trifunovic, versus Brooke Buckner. First point to Trifunovic and Buckner.
We saw Rettger tapping her chest saying, "My bad," getting the backhand in the middle of Bobbi Oshiro's forehand. Big drive from Brooke Buckner. Saw several of those yesterday.
And Rettger is kind of hitting the reset right now. Went all the way back to the boards outside the court. Give her yoga paddle a little tap. Just got to get a little more settled. That's probably one of my favorite shots. Push wide and find the middle.
Yep, and like I said, flashes of brilliance. We saw it all there. Kind of a microcosm right there in those first couple points.
Well, and what makes that shot so tough is you got to protect the line if you're line to line with her.
Exactly. So it's a big deal for Trifunovic to come over and help in that situation.
And same thing. She's going cross court, cross body.
Exactly, and that was the key there, is to get it to the body, because Trifunovic has a pretty solid two-handed backhand counter, but Rettger was able to go right at the body and jammed up Trifunovic. Nice power from Bobbi Oshiro. Oh, we got a late out call. I was blocked by the referee. No, she's checking with her. Okay, Hunter Johnson confirming that that ball was out, so no challenge for the squeeze.
3-2.
There we go, Christine.
Yeah,
mistimed there.
Yeah, and Rettger was on it. She read the ball early off the paddle of Trifunovic. Just slight mistake into the tape. a phenomenal job. She's hit one to the middle, one into the body of Trifunovic, and then goes line to Buckner's backhand. Great job of spreading the ball around from Rettger. Great exchange from the ladies. 3 or 4 powerful shots, ending with a forehand up the middle for Rettger.
Yeah! Buckner coming in close.
Yeah, big power from Brooke Buckner.
We haven't said Oshiro's name much. It's because she hasn't seen the ball much.
That's right. I mean, you're exactly right, Cameron. They do seem to have a game plan, the Atlanta Bouncers, of targeting Rettger early in this match. Front of her, went with the bailout lob, couldn't convert from Rettger. Great angle.
Feet still moving for Brooke Buckner.
Yeah, she was coming in hot to the middle, and great ball from Rettger, putting it behind her. Always a little awkward when that happens. Yeah, really nice combination, 3 or 4 balls, and yes, pretty reasonable power with not a whole lot of backswing. Well done.
Their paddle.
Yeah, very slippery from Trifunovic, who we've seen also yesterday as well, taking a lot of those middle and at the cross-court player. And to catch Bobbi Oshiro on the left side of her body, that was a very deceptive attack.
8-6.
Good eye from Brooke Buckner. Definitely awkward sometimes when you're deeper in the court to let those balls go out. Good decision by her.
There we go. That wall's going. Good job. Right.
9-7 now. Squeeze down by 2.
I like it, Christine. Great job.
Not too much on that, off the bounce.
Yeah, definitely.
Good job.
I think Trifunovic was thinking that ball was going to come up a little bit more than it did. Didn't have a great angle to be aggressive.
But again, just continuing the onslaught as Rettger.
Yeah, I mean, she did what she could for sure, Brooke Buckner, but definitely did not let up on the gas, Rettger.
Great return.
So good.
Nice ball, Buckner.
I was going to say, so often you watch in the return, as much as you kind of at times take it for granted, you're going, that sets you up for so much success. If you hit that ball within the last 6 inches, even foot of the court, you've put yourself in such a phenomenal position. There's a great one from Rettger. You just keep them back. There's no way to get in off that third. Even if the third is good, you have both you and your partner kind of staying and hesitating because you're going, that's a long third to have to make.
I think that's an important part of it. You're not necessarily getting an error. You reap the rewards later in the point with court positioning, and that's not very tangible to see, but a real factor. Nice shot, Trifunovic. Take the lead, 11-10 on the turn. Tight match here.
It is time for our change event, and I'm here with some
right now.
big-time pickleball fans. Who am I talking to?
Close. See the other members.
All right, you two. I have a trivia question for you. I want to see how this goes. It's pickleball crossover.
On the side of the Atlanta Bouncers.
A little powwow discussing things. We also, helping out the bouncers, we have Julio Rivera as the team coach. You can see him in that white hat and white hoodie, kind of helping out the squad. We also have, I believe that is Sarah Ansberry over there, giving a couple tips to Bobbi Oshiro. So everybody getting in the mix, letting everyone know that they're there to support them, giving them some nice tips of something. Those outside eyes, we talk about it all the time, Cameron. When you are in the moment, it's tough to see. As talented as these players are at picking up on things and recognizing patterns, outside eyes can really help the situation.
Let's just say every other professional sport has a coach for a reason.
Yes, correct. No doubt about
you
it.
look around the world, what sport doesn't? Exactly. Took about 12 shots to get in there. Buckner thought she had a good look.
No, and I think it was okay. Unfortunately, her opponent hit a perfect shot, kind of low and slow, but I think that the aggressive move to her right was a good play in the long run.
Feel like you're not the person getting the ball. You want to try and assert yourself, but you also open up some other areas. But right now, for Oshiro, take some of that pressure off Rettger.
Definitely.
12-11.
Does that stay?
Okay, yeah.
And Rettger is going to say, yeah, that ball hit the line. Good sportsmanship by Rettger.
Yeah, nice one-hander from Trifunovic as well. Don't see that too frequently from her, going to one hand with the speed up. Found the perfect spot in the back corner of the court.
She had two nice volleys, but then they found her just enough off balance.
Yeah, so sometimes the let courts help you and sometimes they hurt you. It kind of was a free reset for the bouncers.
Sliding to open up that backhanded Rettger.
Yeah, and a nice job going middle. I think Buckner was rightfully so kind of leaning toward her left side, thinking she was going to go cross court. Great spot from Rachel. We got Callan Dawson doing jumping jacks in the corner. Man's ready.
Stay ready so you have to get ready. That ball looked like it just took a little bit of a skid there. Trifunovic not able to lift that ball.
And it's the left foot. She gets so grooved in on that forehand dink. She almost occasionally is like, oh, they caught me on the left foot. And we saw a couple errors out of her yesterday from that spot.
Well, to your point, she just started jumping around, moving her feet a little bit more. I think she knows it too. Got to keep those feet moving.
Overcooked from Buckner, but definitely her ball in the middle. I like her sliding over and taking that forehand. Just a little too extended on that one. Nice kind of aggressive. No one really let loose on any shots, but those were some good aggressive dinks and shots just off the kitchen line. Created an error from Rettger.
Trifunovic and Buckner going, you know, it seems like they're hitting pretty good thirds, but it's taking them an extra second to get up there.
Shot from Trifunovic. You're exactly right, Cameron. I think charging it on a bad third, obviously a poor decision, but if you hit a good one and kind of hang out, I think that's a mistake as well.
Yeah, or is it at a comfortability level in the transition zone too, right? Until you feel like you can really get up there, they're just sticking back versus just charging.
Yes, no, that definitely could be it, and that's exactly right. Sometimes you kind of incrementally move forward,
Yeah.
but they're just hanging out at the baseline, so maybe that could be some, you know, discomfort in that transition zone.
It's just a
You know,
different style.
Right,
It's just
definitely.
something to
Everyone has different skill sets, there's no question.
see. There's the crash from Buckner, which works beautifully.
Yeah, Rettger pulling the paddle back, thinking that was going to stay long, and it does not. Nice control from Brooke Buckner to keep that just inside the baseline. Yeah, definitely. We've seen Trifunovic kind of go back and forth between drops and low hard drives from the back of the court, and Rettger, great job not trying to keep her back going with the drop volley.
Paddle, so 19-17, the Orlando squeeze up by 2. As a reminder, this is quarterfinals action from the challenger level. So the winner will go on to face the Bay Area Breakers, who are the 2 seed. On the other side of the bracket, it's the Utah Black Diamonds. Brooklyn Aces currently in action out on the grandstand. The winner of that will face the Chicago Slice, who, by the way, I watched in my one match off yesterday, and they look terrified. And I mean that as a compliment.
Definitely. And I'm really kind of impressed with some of the progression of Connor Garnett. Definitely a lesser known player, but a lot of talent. Yeah, a lot of talent, and you pair him with a rock solid Ryler DeHart, and that's a tough team. Susanna Barr, one of the higher draft picks in the Challenger League on the women's side. There's a lot to like with the Slice.
Zach Callan and Brooke Wiley. Celebration was there from Rettger, but a little premature as this ball is called long. I like it. You sell it. I would do the same.
Yeah, that's
until you don't know.
I will say that's an old tennis move. The pre-come on. Yeah, you just kind of you throw it out there, see what happens. Time to do it. You could see Trifunovic was a little off balance. She just couldn't keep it in the court. Reasonable shot selection, though.
Throughout that rally.
Incredible point, all 4 ladies. Oshiro was the star of that rally for sure.
20-19.
Game point. There it is. Rettger goes double fist pump to the sideline because the Orlando squeeze closed out game 1.
Mini chest bump too. Like it. Like the energy. Yes, tightly contested, obviously at 21-19. Big play from Rettger and Oshiro those last couple minutes. Well done, ladies.
Again, this is the quarterfinals, so the winner moving on to the coming up next. So Hunter Johnson alongside Ben Newell, Callan Dawson on the other side, partnering with
Todd Foat.
Foat.
That's right. It rhymes with boat. that's what he told me.
I remember now.
He was like, yeah, I'm Todd Foat. It rhymes with boat. I was like, thank you, sir. Yeah, so definitely what I saw yesterday, Callan Dawson, the Lob Doctor, absolutely rock steady over there. And I will get back to our analysis right after we send it down to Cameron Blackwood.
Bobbi, you're probably one of the calmest players on tour, but when you're in such a tight match like that, no one can really pull away. How do you stay mentally focused to come out with the win?
I think we came in with a game plan. We wanted to execute that game plan. It's just being able to take our time between points, play 1 point at a time, and just, focus on the present.
And Rachel, talk to me a little bit about that strategy. You guys were keeping them at the baseline heavily. How were you able to do that?
I mean, I think our game plan from the start was, play smart but stay really aggressive. And if they're going to stay back, you want to keep them back. I don't want to bring them in. They're a good team at the kitchen line. So we were just trying to do our best to stay aggressive.
There you have it. Squeezes up 1-0. We're going to head into men's doubles right when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Grandstand in action as well. It's the Brooklyn Aces versus, I believe, the Utah Black Diamonds. Yes, that's correct. So I'm looking at the score from out there. It looks like the Utah Black Diamonds picked up the women's doubles match, Esquivel and McMillan over Gaten Leach and Carr, 21-18.
They should be ashamed of themselves picking on those pregnant ladies, Cameron. Just joking, of course.
So now getting ready out on the grandstand. You've got Rob Nunnery and Greg Dow versus Rob Cassidy and Spencer Smith.
Correct. And I think this is an intriguing matchup here. I saw some really great things as the dominant player on the court from Hunter Johnson and Todd Foat yesterday. And I believe that Foat has a rock by his side and Callan Dawson. So what I would say is Ben Newell has a little more variance to his game, so he is my wild card for this match. If Ben Newell plays well, they're going to be in a good spot. If he's a little dicey with some of his decisions and errors, then I lean towards the squeeze.
I like that. Calling him a rock. Like rock solid. He moves much better than a rock. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. and here we have the rock on the left, and the more explosive player on the right. So definitely not shocking by any means, but we'll have to monitor that moving forward.
Time in, 0-0.
So first point to the Atlanta Bouncers. Hunter Johnson now serving for ATP Pro.
Nope.
Looking for the backhand counter on that right hip.
Yeah, and it was a nice slide from Foat. He cleared his body nicely and had a good look at the counter, but pushed it long.
That's a big forehand.
So much power and spin. You see Todd Foat kind of having his paddle around his midsection, and he stabs at it. It's at his feet. It's so tough to come up with that ball.
Just a miscommunication. That's tough. It's coming cross court. Forehand for Callan Dawson, but it's a tough ball to call.
Yeah, no, awkward spot too. It kind of came off the paddle of Ben Newell, a little funky, so I get the issue there.
That's a great shot from Callan Dawson, but you're already starting to see between Foat and Dawson kind of the communication in the middle because of the styles of play. You mentioned the aggressive play of Foat. Callan Dawson rock steady. That is unreal. I still want to know what match magic Callan Dawson just put on that ball for that drop. That thing was spinning a direction I don't think is impossible.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That was a drive from Callan Dawson. You know, cleared the by 1 inch with side spin moving away from Hunter. I don't know how he came up with the volley. I think it was. Maybe somewhere, it was a hybrid somewhere in between.
We'll give him the hybrid.
Yes, but you're right about this communication in the middle for the squeeze. I think this is more of a 50-50 type situation left and right here, and that could create some issues. And what I mean by 50-50 is when you have two right-handed players and not two forehands in the middle, which makes more sense to be 50-50. I'm talking about the percentage of court they cover.
Good explanation. Defensive plays off of short hops. Just wild firefights between these two.
Ridiculous point. A little bit of everything. Fote calling Callan Dawson off, who I believe was going to let that go the whole time, but just in case. Good partner communication, very important on those third shot drives.
Relentless is Fote.
Really nice job with the two-handed counter and then being absolutely ready for the next ball, extending that right arm out and unleashing a forehand up the middle. Great shot from Fote.
I think that caught.
Yeah, Hunter Johnson definitely put his hand flat. The signal for catching the line. Great shot from Fote. Perfect time for the lob too, because Newell was going for an Ernie, but unfortunately for Dawson.
Was that the first?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay.
That was Ben Newell looking for a Burt alert. He came all the way across the court, and after a phenomenal drop from Hunter Johnson, I can't really blame him.
Was off his back foot.
Yeah, definitely didn't have his balance there. And to go over the high part of the net, up the line, high degree of difficulty from Hunter Johnson.
That was a nasty serve. Practically handcuffed Ben Newell just at the baseline. And you got rock steady Callan Dawson just tossing one in.
Nice pressure from Ben Newell, leaning into the kitchen, deciding to go cross court right into the body of Todd Fote.
10-7.
That was pretty awesome, even though it didn't work out for him. He was going with the side spin forehand around the post attempt. He was fully off the court. Unbelievable attempt, even though he couldn't come up with it.
I think his teammates on the sideline are still getting a kick out of that one.
Yeah, definitely.
And Oshiro were having a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Hunter Johnson's reaction too. He was just, oh my goodness, if only.
All right, it's time for our change then. It's time to have a little fun in this game. I'm over on the east side.
11-8 now.
We've got Diane, Laura, Shannon, and Caroline. They're going to help us out.
Looking out to grandstand as well. They're still just about the halfway point as well in the men's doubles.
They're ready to go. Let's listen to
really kind of synced up here with grandstand court, championship court, the two quarterfinals of the challenger bracket.
And I will say too, I'm looking through our Mesa document here. There is a bonus for making the quarterfinal. There's also that bonus continues to grow both at the premier, obviously, as well as the challenger level for these athletes. So you make the semi, that increases again. You make the final, that increases, and you win. Well, that definitely increases.
announcers, but I feel like they've been in control of this match, kind of dictating play, and we'll see if that continues for them now that they've switched sides. 3 points, not a whole lot in this format, so anything can happen. Big.
With this rally scoring, you're kidding me? We've seen swings of, what, 8 points already today?
It's a good start to the second half of this match. Well, I think Hammered Blackwood 12-0 run.
Cam was down there doing the math.
I mean, that's wild. 12-0 run. If you get into double digits in a run in this format against these opponents, incredible. Johnson knew he left his dink a little higher than he wanted to, so he was crashing middle to look for the speed up. Great decision by Callan Dawson going behind him soft. Definitely, and Fought was so far off the court. You know, tough for him crashing back to the middle. Nice shot from Ben Newell. I like the decision once he got pulled out wide from Fote, but just couldn't get back.
He's biting his fist. He was on it.
Yeah, love the pressure. It's a good play with the drive and the crash. You know, it doesn't work out every time, but I like the movement from Hunter Johnson.
Up the middle for Newell and Johnson, so the ball is hitting most of the exterior of the court to their backhands, and then the reverse, finding the ball primarily in the middle with two backhands on the side of Dawson and Fote.
Nice rip from Fote, and we see the fancy footwork of Newell, and it hasn't got him in trouble yet. He does not like that backhand dink, and he's running around it. It's very hard to find it though because he's so fleet of foot. Tough miss on the drop from Fote. 14-12. Yeah, jammed him up right on his kind of right rib cage, and Fote a nice job of letting that ball sail long, even though it wasn't by much. Yeah, got to make that one. Fote upset with himself, but I like the decision. I mean, the drive was definitely the play there, especially with Callan Dawson poaching. Nice backhand punch from Fote. Kind of catching Newell while he was moving, kind of an awkward situation for Ben, but great punch from Fote. What I mean by punch is just a quick little short burst of energy right from the chest, not much of a swing at all. Yeah, a couple loose thirds from the squeeze. Really the difference right now.
That one popping up off the top of the net.
Yeah, well, we have no idea what would have happened, as I think Ben Newell was in a reasonable position along with Hunter Johnson. But yeah, the tape got in the way and made a very easy put away for Ben.
That's dangerous too. You're getting out wide going middle against the two forehands in the middle.
Nice Nice drive from Hunter Johnson. Great backhand up the line, catching Fote on his forehand side. Hunter Johnson, one of the best drives in the game. We've seen it not only so far in this match, but yesterday as well.
Well, and it's so interesting too. You look at the different styles of drives. You got Callan Dawson now driving a little bit more than we've seen even in the last year or so on 2 different tours wherever he's played. But it's interesting because his is so flat because he's not necessarily getting that wrist action on, whereas you got Hunter Johnson who's shaping the ball wildly, but both unique and work in different ways.
Exactly, and I think one of what I've noticed from Hunter Johnson's opponents is that they're not particularly reading it well right off the paddle. So they're leaning one way and they're just late getting their paddle right where they need to. So Hunter Johnson is doing something, whether it's his footwork, his setup, or the manipulation of his paddle that is throwing his opponents off.
So look for it on the next Johnson drive. See if you can pick it up. A beautiful one from Newell.
Fote knows it's going out. He tries to pull his paddle back, but he's kind of sliding into the ball a little bit, so it makes it very tough. All of a sudden, a commanding lead for the Bouncers.
19-14.
I mean, it's a nice speed up from Callan, a great counter from Newell. I mean, the hands on the court are elite right now. Love to see those quick exchanges.
15-19.
Sometimes those high bouncers just give you something different to look at.
16-19.
So I'm trying to get a little greedy with them.
Yeah, and what you said the previous point, these guys are so good at repeating their mechanics and getting in a rhythm. Even if your serve is good, if it's the exact same every time, they can really get in a rhythm and handle it nicely. To change the eye level really helps a lot.
You hear the come on from Ben Newell.
Yeah, nice aggressive dink from Ben Newell, who has really been stepping around to his right and hitting some very good forehands.
So now it's 18-20. Both teams are now frozen.
I think Hunter Johnson had a two-handed forehand block. You don't see that too often as a two-handed forehand.
Save from Newell, but couldn't come up with the one behind his back.
Exactly. I mean, his movement and athleticism is just so raw. That one get was ridiculous. Just too good from Callan Dawson on the next ball.
Another missed ball.
Fantastic drop from Callan Dawson. Almost high enough to bait Hunter into thinking that he can easily take it out of the air. He makes the mistake in the net. Great shot, Callan.
20-all. And another, so all of a sudden it was a game point for the Bouncers. Now it's the Orlando Squeeze, who are already up 1-0.
Coming in hot, Todd Fote, fantastic punch moving forward and able to get the backhand inside out over to the right side of Ben Newell. Not an easy shot to execute. Well done, Todd Fote.
So 21-20, and this is a good point for the Atlanta Bouncers to take a timeout. So is it a matter of just trying to change the rhythm, or come up with a game plan here in terms of where it was?
Yeah, like this late in a match, I'm probably not gonna, as a coach of one of these teams, I'm probably not going to give anything too specific. Now, maybe it's something a little bit general, or maybe, hey, let's play a few more balls here or something like that. But if you get too technical in this big of a spot, it kind of is an overthinking situation. So
you put yourself in a box.
Exactly. Earlier on in the match or pre-match, you can get a little more specific. But right now, I think just a good, solid general strategy and pumping them up is the best option.
I like that. Great piece of advice. Probably other coaches out there.
Time in, 21-20.
From the doctor, the lob doctor. Attaboy on match point. Ice water in his veins to go for that shot. Well done, Callan Dawson.
It even hits the baseline. Come on, Callan. That's just mean.
And look how casual he is, just letting it go out on the next ball. Just no big deal. Another day at the office for Callan Dawson.
The Pickleball United lob of the day. I mean, seriously? That was amazing. Look at him, so casual. He's trying to play it cool like that. Oh, no big deal, guys. Whatever.
Hey, if you're cool, you're cool, Cameron.
Yeah, Callan Dawson's definitely got the cool factor. Let's find out if Cam can pull it out of him.
Callan, you guys had a slower start in the beginning. You're almost playing from behind the entire match. Looked like they were going to take it away from you guys. How are you able to regroup there in the end?
I mean, it was, they were kind of speeding up, hitting a lot of hard third shot drives. That's kind of not our style. We like to slow it down, get to the kitchen line. So we knew the points we were losing weren't playing our style. So once we kind of established at the kitchen line, we felt good.
And it looked at the end, you guys started to pressure Hunter a little bit more. Talk to us about that strategy at the end.
Yeah, Callan's backhand dink is the best in the game, so I just wanted to get him in that exchange. Just sit on my backhand counter hard, and it worked out.
There you have it. Squeeze. They're going up 2-0. We're on to mix. Don't go anywhere.
With pickleball, we believe in.
Welcome back to Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. This is a shot not only to our championship court, the Talking Stick Resort Championship court, but also out to the grandstand where the other quarterfinal is taking place for the challenger level. They're getting ready for mixed as well. Looks like they have knotted things up at one apiece out on the grandstand with Nunnery and Dow taking the victory over Smith and Cassidy 21-18. So one apiece out there. Meanwhile, as we get set on championship court, it is 2-0 in the direction of the Orlando Squeeze. So right now they're looking to find out exactly what their mixed teams are going to be. We saw Callan Dawson close out that men's doubles game with probably the most perfect lob and the perfect timing.
The doctor. The lob doctor. Exactly right. And we have the bouncers as the home team, so I believe they will be reacting to the mixed as the most frequent choice of these teams out here.
It's home. I'm waiting till somebody creates like a GIF or a meme or some sort of photo of Callan Dawson, like full doctor's scarf with like
I
a
like
paddle instead of a stethoscope or something.
I like this idea a lot.
So you know it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna do it.
There's a lot of new memes out there, and a lot of people doing them in the pickleball world. So there's something perfect for you guys.
That's softball for you out there. Okay?
Softball.
Looks like Oshiro is getting warmed up with Dawson, while Johnson is getting warmed up alongside Trifunovic.
It's going to be Bobbi, Oshiro, and Dawson from the Squeeze.
Meanwhile, out on the grandstand, it looks like Smith and Esquivel together with Gate and Leach with Dow, which is a change-up from what they did just an evening ago. They had Gate and Leach with Nunnery.
Yeah, they were talking a little bit about possibly switching up. There wasn't necessarily a clear-cut partnership that was, obvious. So I think a mixing and matching a little bit is fine. And I will have to say, Spencer Smith playing with Michelle Esquivel, pretty reasonable choice. I know how difficult it is to play with your significant other sometimes, as Michelle Esquivel and Rob Cassidy are on the same team. It's not easy sometimes, so you kind of just take that factor out of the situation. Probably a good choice.
Should be. I was going to say, it should be a little easier for you. She's usually just putting you on her back.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's for sure. I get this question a lot from some of the players I coach and teach from the mid-levels. It's tough sometimes, and it's you know, a good way to put a little rift between you two. So it's there's not a perfect science to playing pickleball with your significant other. Well, we're about to get underway. We got Johnson and Trifunovic, Oshiro and Dawson.
I'm liking this vibe on championship court right now. This is my kind of music right here.
Yeah, DJ's on point, doing his thing.
I feel like I'm at the club.
It's been a solid decade since I've been at the club, you know, and that's okay. That's okay with me. I had my time in the sun. It's all right.
I can't even tell you the last time.
Easy, Rettger. She likes it too, apparently. She needs to get in the dance-off.
All right, so the Atlanta Bouncers versus the Orlando Squeeze. Quarterfinal action for the challenger level. I want to talk about being rock steady. Dawson and Oshiro together. Whew. Best to get a paddle on it. She drops to a knee.
Yeah, it came off a little funky from Trifunovic's paddle, but yeah, you're exactly right. With Oshiro and Dawson, they're not going to give you much. You're going to have to earn your points.
Great placement there from Dawson. The extended dink to the left side.
Yeah, definitely Dawson's favorite speed up. He kind of almost turns his back to his opponent and then whips through with that forehand. Nice deep return. Talked about that earlier. Really sets up the point nice. Sometimes you get an error like we just saw. Nice pressure from Callan. Yeah, catching Trifunovic several feet off the kitchen line. Always tough when your opponents are right on the kitchen and you are not. The odds are not in your favor. Nice drive, Oshiro. Hunter Johnson shaking his head, can't understand how he did. Yeah,
I think he's getting a glare off of a bleacher somewhere.
Back foot drive from Dawson. Not the easiest convert. He puts it in the net. Yep, backdrop's a real thing. Nice clean backdrop really helps the eyes and the vision. They talk about it all the time in baseball, the batter's eye. Certain stadiums, easier to see the ball come out of the pitcher's hand. I believe it's the same thing with pickleball.
Dawson, very athletic. Hopefully he's okay right there. Looking for the Burt.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, but yeah, I think he had a slight smile on his face, so I think he's okay.
4-4.
Oh, it's still wildly athletic.
Yeah, he can move, there's no question. Parents are great athletes, great tennis players, and pickleball players, so it makes sense.
I saw Jen somewhere in here. Saw her walk in with Dawson. Hooking that ball back into the court.
I mean, how many times do you have to win a point? I thought it was over 3 or 4 times. Great hands from Trifunovic, and then of course Hunter Johnson with the last blow just inside the sideline.
6-4.
That's a great drop, too. Forced Oshiro to take that ball out of the air.
Yeah, it's tough on those. Do you let it bounce or do you take it out of the air? Sometimes you make the wrong decision, unfortunately. Nice put away after a couple incredibly nice forehand rolls from Bobbi Oshiro. That's how it works. Couple setups from the ladies and the put away from the guys. That's the blueprint.
I think Callan made that decision just a half a second too slow. It's like he saw it, he thought about it, and he was like, no, okay, yeah, let's do it.
No, you're exactly right. That's for sure what happened. Just a little bit of a late break from Callan. Paid the price.
Nice block there from Dawson. Great shot from Trifunovic.
Yeah, she's ready for it that time. He's caught her a couple times early in the match. She was very, very smart to load forehand and let it fly on that counter attack. Nice job.
Yeah, it seems like people start off trying to take shots at that forehand side. Just making the adjustment now.
Nice spin from Oshiro. Hunter Johnson coming back to the middle of the court, a little off balance on that backhand drop attempt, but really good spin from Oshiro, making that ball dance a little bit. Nice spot from Hunter Johnson, catching the right hip of Oshiro, kind of handcuffing her.
10-6.
A missed return gets them to the change of ends. Atlanta Bouncers up not only 2-0, but also here 11-6 in game number 3. So if the Bouncers, or excuse me, they're down 0-2, so they need both of these where the Screens are up 2-0.
Right, a couple missed opportunities from Callan and Oshiro, but you know, not playing poorly. But I've been very impressed with Hunter Johnson's mixed play, and I would probably say that's one of Trifunovic's probably her best event, because she's really good in her area. Doesn't necessarily cover a ton of court, but she's rock solid with those backhand counters and the forehand dinks. So when she has a good mover and a good strong partner over on the left side, I think it plays into her strengths nicely.
Plays her role well.
Absolutely. We got two Johnsons and a Grant Bond over there. Nice camera work, fellas.
That was one of the most
ladies.
excited faces I've ever seen on JW.
He does it.
Just put him on the Jumbotron. Apparently that's all it takes. Perfectly read from Callan Dawson. Trifunovic was the first to change the pattern there.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid, you know, 2018 mixed cross-court women's dink battle
Just
there
wait
for
it out.
yeah
Just
for a while. Nice job. Callan Dawson's third shot floating up, and Hunter Johnson catching Oshiro in the transition zone nicely.
12-7.
Almost looked like Hunter made a gesture that he clipped his leg when he was coming through on that drop.
Hey, that's happened before.
Yes, not a good strategy though, Hunter. You better clean that up.
Lobbing the lob doctor. Pays for it. Dawson says, don't use my move.
That's right. You don't lob the lob doctor. Phenomenal athleticism, because he had a little hiccup when he was running back for that lob. I'm not sure what he thought, but a fantastic get from Callan.
Here's a look at it. By the way, this was a phenomenal lob from Trifunovic. I mean, that thing was perfectly placed. It was remarkable that Dawson got his hand on it.
13-9.
Score is 13-9 now. on the lob.
Very interesting point there. I will have to say we had a whiff from Trifunovic on the initial lob.
Just watch this. This is wild. You're getting the replay now on the right side of your screen. Real time is on the left. I mean, we're seeing lobs left and right now. You better be ready to move backwards. That's all I'm going to say. And hello, Callan Dawson.
I mean, he read that from the beginning. It's almost
from the baseline.
Yeah, it's almost as the ball left his paddle, he made a beeline for that corner. Phenomenal read and anticipation from Callan Dawson. Unbelievable.
Wow, Oshiro doing a really nice job dropping those hips and sending the ball up, but third put away.
Yeah, it's tough to dig out of that hole, especially with Johnson continuing the sustained pressure. Yeah, he knew it right when he hit it. It didn't have enough life. Just catching the tape. Really nice topspin volley from Bobbi Oshiro to put it in the back 6 inches of the court.
Rare miss from Trifunovic.
Definitely a rare miss, but Oshiro really getting low and taking a lot of those forehand dinks out of the air. Very nice job.
Big put away from Johnson. It's interesting when you watch the paddle angle of Trifunovic as opposed to Oshiro and how far one drops the paddle face down to then roll those balls, versus how Trifunovic actually kind of cuffs around the side of the ball and is brushing up a little bit more.
And that's kind of how I do it as well.
Like Trifunovic?
Yes, so so everyone's so talented, but just the little tweaks and the little differences in technique is super cool. I come around the ball as well, kind of hook it. So there's lots of ways to get it done out there, and that's why pickleball is a great sport. Great eye, a little communication from Dawson, letting her know that's sailing long, and it does.
14-16.
Callan misses, but another good read.
No, I mean, that's a 8 or 9 out of 10 situation. Love the move and the read, like you said, from Callan Dawson. Just overcooked it.
It's been about every 2 balls she'll go cross court and then send one down the line, so Dawson's all over it.
Tough, and that's unfortunately a slight downfall you don't see too often of yelling out. Trifunovic already in her swing, tries to pull back mid-swing, and I do think it was going to sail long, but that's a tough one for the bouncers. All right, ball back over, sitting at 18-15. The waning moments of this first mixed doubles match.
Bouncers need this.
Who's going to step up? Rock solid strategy from Bobbi Oshiro. Trying to keep him back, clipping the tape just over, no shot.
Only you could figure out how to do that every time.
16-18.
Nice pressure from the squeeze. Oshiro really extending in the kitchen. I know she doesn't have the largest wingspan out there, but I really like her balance at the kitchen line and her ability to reach in at full extension and control the ball.
And another ball just long.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. It clipped the tape. I think that was the correct decision from Oshiro to attack Trifunovic, who was several feet off the kitchen line.
Oshiro goes, I got some power.
Oh, she got up too. I love it. It's like a little pocket rocket. She got the power. She's got the power. She's got the, I mean, that's good stuff. I love it.
I can't.
Great two-hander from Hunter Johnson. I mean, Oshiro, it's a bundle of energy. I talked about the short players. I love them. When she gets up like that, she's
amazing.
She's a foot off the ground. She's letting it fly with a big overhead. Do your thing, Oshiro.
It's currently game point for the Bouncers. Goodness, Oshiro had a couple really tough dinks in the middle of that.
Yeah, I think it was, we'll just label that decision questionable. Trifunovic was very much on that, but hey, it worked out.
Like she just wanted to get out of that.
Yeah, but it worked out, and we're at 18 serving 20. Orlando Squeeze need to make something happen.
18-20.
Another, don't forget what we just saw in men's doubles and what Callan Dawson was able to accomplish. Side vote, 19-20. Much needed side out for Trifunovic and Johnson.
Absolutely. Just not quite sure what happened there. Just missed it from Oshiro catching the tape, and it was very much needed for the Bouncers.
That was a great drop to get them to the kitchen line. Just a bummer off the paddle of Trifunovic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she was questioning whether to take a step back and bounce it or take it out of the air. She chose to take it out of the air. Might have thrown off her rhythm a little bit.
Looking for the tie now. Oh, Callan Dawson knew that was popping up, but a little miscommunication here. Oshiro didn't quite get out of the way.
Oh, and that you won't see Callan Dawson show very much emotion, and he was sad with himself for not coming up with that one.
Johnson's beautiful forehand drive, the inside out. Ooh, that thing is beautiful. 21-19. So the Atlanta Bouncers pick up a much-needed game. Now the score is 2-1. Orlando Squeeze still on top, which means we will have a second mixed doubles matchup. Rachel Rettger is getting pumped and ready to go. Getting ready to go is also Cameron Blackwood alongside Hunter Johnson and Christine Trifunovic. Take it away.
Hunter, you were talking to me before the match saying how strong the Bouncers mixed doubles teams are. Why?
I think we just have good team chemistry. We go in with a good mindset, a good strategy. Yeah, hopefully we can keep it going for this next one and go to another Dreambreaker. Let's do it.
This was a must-win for you guys. You were down 0-2. When you're getting pressured like that on your side, how are you able to stay so steady and make sure you set the ball up for Hunter?
I just trying to stay in a good state of mind and just play the ball and set Hunter up.
We did just that. There you have it. They came in at 1. It is 1-2 now, heading into the next mix. Don't go anywhere.
Quarterfinal action continues for the challenger level here at the MLP Mesa event, the first event of season number 1 in 2023. There are 3 total. You can see right now, Greg Dow and Sierra Gayton Leach are trailing by just a few to Cassidy and McMillan. That's Rob Cassidy and Olivia McMillan. That's the other quarterfinal going on. They are tied up at 1 apiece in terms of team score. However, looks like they're about ready to potentially head. Maybe a little discussion out there whether that ball was in or out of bounds.
Oh,
between
yeah.
Cassidy and Dow.
Definite controversy over there. It's getting a little heated. Oh, okay. Okay, Rob's giving the Nunnery's giving the thumbs up to Cassidy as if Cassidy is giving it to them. I am unsure. Wow. Interesting development on grandstand court.
Here's a look.
Ooh, that's it.
Oh, that ball is looking pretty into me, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That's on the blue.
Yeah, that's it.
Am I wrong?
No, that's in. So they do have challenge capabilities on grandstand court. Is that correct? I'm not positive. I've not been out there.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Excellent. Okay,
and so
good.
the question is, do they have one that remains?
That's also a good question. All right, so here we go. Bouncers needing this matchup to extend the match to a Dreambreaker.
So it's Fote and Rettger versus Newell and Buckner.
Yeah, great job by Hunter Johnson and Trifunovic to pull that one out, keep their team in this match.
Rettger coming in strong.
Yep, she will do that. Catching Ben Newell kind of high up above his shoulder in an awkward spot. Great speed up from Rachel.
This is going to be interesting too. Again, you've got ladies going head to head or line to line because Ben Newell, the lefty, is playing the right side.
Yeah, I like that dynamic, just to mix it up a little bit.
So when that happens, where are some of the first areas to look for? I know multiple times throughout the weekend we've talked about the duo of Buckner and Newell together because Buckner has such a deadly two-handed backhand. Where are you looking to go against them?
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. You kind of, some people struggle with the down the line dink more than the cross court, so it just kind of creates this dynamic. It's not a standard situation, so you kind of have to figure out where you're going to go. Nice ATP from Rettger on the full stretch. So yeah, it's kind of some tinkering a little bit and dinkering and tinkering, and really a lot of it comes down to how aggressive the guy is coming over.
There we go.
Nice smack from Ben Newell. Heavy forehand. Todd Fote in the perfect position, but nothing he can do with that kind of power off the paddle of Ben Newell.
Great job by Brooke Buckner stepping in there.
Yeah, big forehand from Brooke Buckner, who was a couple feet off of the kitchen line. Obviously hit it clean and crisp to have that kind of result a couple feet off the line.
From Buckner. How did she get that over?
Exactly. That was an incredible first volley after the combination we talked about. Two-handed drive from Buckner and the crash from Newell. Man, what a point there.
And there it is again. You got to watch out for that two-handed backhand drive.
Ben Newell's too athletic. Brooke Buckner's drive's too good with the two-hander. I think they need to mix up their return spots a little bit more.
6-5.
And they do, and get something out of it.
Exactly. I mean, Ben Newell, he creates a lot of chaos. So keeping him in the back of the court is always a good situation, especially if he has a partner with a quality drive.
Rettger's shot. I'm starting to get the scouting report. It feels like just after 2 days, Rettger loves that speed up when she's pushed wide.
Yeah, she's got some really nice speed ups when they're clicking.
Yeah, there we go.
Still think they're in a challenge. on the grandstand.
Oh no, I think
Or
we
is
have
it done?
I think we have a 21-7 for Cassidy and McMillan.
Okay. And Vogt just got a foot fault there. There's a look out to the grandstand, and I think you're correct. So they have moved on. So it is 2-1, Utah with the advantage. Meanwhile, 8-7 here on the Talking Stick Resort Championship court. About.
Well, it's unfortunate. He had crazy side spin on that ball from an awkward position. She almost left it pretty casually, thinking it was going to sail wide. Wow. Nice tough break. Phenomenal return from Vogt, and great break for the bouncers to catch that off the let tape and hitting Rachel Rettger in the left shoulder.
I'm trying to stay away from that Brooke Buckner backhand. She's even hitting well beyond the baseline. She's not scared to do it 3 feet beyond. And there it's paying dividends as well.
That's right, it was funny. Buckner yelled go to Ben Newell as if he wasn't going to get there. The man with the magic feet. Great job by the bouncers taking this 11-7 lead.
I didn't know his feet were magical.
They are. Twinkle toes.
All right, so 11-7 now gets us to the change of it. You can see Hunter Johnson having a little conversation right now with Newell. Meanwhile, Vogt and Rettger stepping back out onto the court.
Absolutely great start to this match from the bouncers, who obviously need it, being down 2-1 to the squeeze, trying to force this Dreambreaker.
As a reminder, the winner of this will face the Bay Area Breakers. Meanwhile, the quarterfinal out on the grandstand will face the Chicago Slice. As the winner of that match will face the Chicago Slice in the semifinals.
Kind of got stuck between blocking it and really releasing on that two-hander for Rettger. Nice drive from Newell.
Oh, I thought those magical feet were going to pay off.
I don't know. I mean, Callan's the lob doctor from the kitchen line. I think Ben Newell's the lob doctor from the back of the court. He's always throwing stuff up.
That's a great shot from Vogt, finding that right hip.
I mean, that was an incredible shot. Brooke Buckner not even in a terrible position there, but to catch that at the hip off of that slice from Ben Newell, nice job, Todd.
I like the idea, but just a little too extended.
Yeah, definitely. She got a paddle on it in a reasonable position. Definitely not an easy shot, but I like the look from Buckner. Slice return long. 1 point game. One out and one perfectly placed from each bouncer. They get the ball back with the 2 point lead.
13-11.
Pushes that just wide, 14-11. Right now the bouncers are looking pretty solid. And Buckner again. Hunter Johnson's loving it from the sideline. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, and awesome job by Buckner. Todd Vogt tapping his paddle, letting Buckner know, well played, after 2 really good shots by him.
Hunter Johnson said it in the post-game interview, the last mix. They feel really good about out their mixed doubles. Right now it's proving true as they dropped the first two and then found the mixed doubles in the first round.
Right here, hold them.
12-15.
It's a couple for Ben Newell now. Got to get it dialed in. On the return, can't give away those freebies, play incredible points, and then give one right back.
That's a great touch right there from Rettger.
Yeah, very nice shot, and I like her not being scared to go to the backhand of Ben Newell. Forehand, a little less, a little more dicey situation. Backhand, a good spot.
Oh my goodness, airborne was Ben Newell.
Exactly. And most players with maybe a little less athleticism would have gone with a backhand Ernie there. He goes with the forehand Ernie.
Seriously?
Yeah, impressive stuff from Ben.
It's tough getting backed off the line. Just a little late on that move.
For sure. Could have maybe cut it off with a out of the air dink, but still very tough spot and a nice shot from Fote.
Right there, reaching in, making the adjustment. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, I think that one is a little too low. She's had some success with some low shots, but I think that was clearly an inch or two lower than some of the ones she had success with. So prefer a dink there, but can't always make the right decision. Rachel calling a timeout after a couple nice points played by the bouncers.
So the bouncers now looking to force this to a Dreambreaker. It's been all about the Dreambreaker, honestly.
I expect nothing less.
No. We had 4 of 5, at least I'm pretty sure 4 of 5 yesterday here on Talking Stick Resort Championship Court. We've already are 1 of 1 for the day. Might as well go 2 and 2.
Yeah, and it was a doozy as well. So, yeah, looking like the odds are in the favor of getting 2 for 2 in Dreambreakers here on the Talking Stick Resort Championship Court today.
Well, you're looking at grandstand, or you just saw grandstand. And Smith versus Carr and Nunnery with the Black Diamonds up by 1.
18-15.
Nice hands from Ben Newell, and that is one of the downsides of going with the cross-court attack, giving your opponent a little bit more time. Great hands by Ben.
And Buckner, again, just lights out with these drives. Look at this.
Wow, look at that.
Don't go there. It's the danger zone. Should come with a warning label.
Yeah, that was wild stuff. We've seen mostly middle and cross court from her. That BB right up the line. Incredible shot from Brooke Buckner.
With another shot to push this to the Dreambreaker.
16.
Twinkle Toes gets it done.
I love his slides too. Great footwork from Ben Newell. I'm not so sure about the last decision, but hey, he caught Todd Fote in the right shoulder. Well done, bouncers, to force the Dreambreaker.
He clicked so hard, there was nowhere for Fote to go.
No, he just said, I'm done with this point. This is going to hit the back fence or my opponent, and unfortunate for them, it was the latter.
Oh, you gotta love that. Great finish to the second mixed. They're getting high fives from Cameron Blackwood. It's Ben Newell as well as Brooke Buckner, our victors. Let's hear what they have to say.
Ben, you're heading into your 4th Dreambreaker. You guys had 3 yesterday, successful 3-0. What's the winning formula heading into one?
I think you just named it. It's our Dreambreaker. So we like to get down and then fire it up at the end and take it.
And talk to me about the different dynamic it is when you're playing straight up against the women because he has the left hand there.
Yeah, I just trust Ben in the middle. You know, it's nice to have a lefty forehand in the middle, and I trust him all the way, and we just play.
There you guys have it. Headed into a Dreambreaker right now. Don't go anywhere. Cam, back up to you.
Awesome. All right. Well, Cameron Blackwood's got some work to do because she's got to go figure out the lineups to find out how this is going to play out for our singles. Cannot wait to see how this one might shape up. What are you thinking? How might these lineups look?
Let's see here. So, yeah, that's incredible stat that the the bouncers played with 3 for 3 in Dreambreakers yesterday. And we saw the standard kind of chalky lineup for them, which is Hunter Johnson, Ben Newell, Brooke Buckner, and then Trifunovic. So that's what I expect to see again. We see the squeeze over there kind of consulting, kind of figuring out what they're going to do. And I would imagine that they will go with Todd Fote as their number 1, Callan, Dawson, and then I'm kind of a toss-up between the 2 ladies. I'm not exactly sure, so we'll just have to check that out. But on paper, definitely, not just because they went 3-0 yesterday, I would lean towards the Atlanta Bouncers as my favorite for this matchup.
Well, we'll see how this is going to shape up at this point. You can still see grandstand right now. Esquivel and Smith up by 2. Again, they just need one more game for the Utah Black Diamonds to then head to the semifinals. So this is a win or go home for Carr and Nunnery.
Pretty good point over there.
The score is currently 8-5 out on grandstand.
Callan Dawson going with the jumping jacks one more time. It's his go-to. Got to stay loose.
Again, this is quarterfinal action. Looking for the semifinals for the challenger level. I believe we head back over to the other side. We head to the premier level at the conclusion of this match. I believe next up we will have the ATX Pickleballers versus the Las Vegas Night Owls.
Yeah, that should be a great matchup. Yeah, we got a little time here, so I'll list them off. We got the ATX Pickleballers, J.W. Johnson, Gabriel Tardio, and the Kawamoto sisters, Jade and Jackie. We also have for the Las Vegas Night Owls, Kyle Yates, OG Goat, Deckel Barr, Lauren Stratman, and Vivian David.
They're one of my dark horse teams.
Yes.
The Night Owls.
Yeah, it's a quality, very balanced roster. A lot of them have time on court together. And yeah, definitely. Oh, look at their ages, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Looky there.
We hope you're having as much fun watching Major League Pickleball as we are. Stands are definitely getting filled out on this Friday. We've got 2 more full days of coverage as well, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday we'll get to find out who our victors are for event number 1 here at Mesa. We'll have the Challenger final as well as the Premier final on Sunday. We'll also have each of the semifinals for the Premier level on Sunday. So Saturday, if you win in the semifinals at the Challenger level, you actually get a break on Saturday because they've been in action since yesterday. Cameron Blackwood's walking up to our bird's nest, and her jaw is currently on the floor, which means this is going to be a very interesting lineup.
She's got that magical Post-it note.
She does have the magical Post-it note. She's dying.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lanta. What in the world?
Rettger, the sacrificial lamb against Hunter Johnson. I mean, honestly, though, I'm not sure.
We got to go through this.
Yes, okay, you go. You go.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
I was just excited. My bad.
I know. So we have Hunter Johnson versus Rachel Rettger. Now go.
Yes. Well, I mean, obviously that's the situation there. They're trying to, you know, maybe squeeze out 1 or 2 points in the whole thing, and knowing that Hunter Johnson has an edge over all of their opponents. So.
Which then means it's Brooke Buckner versus Todd Fote. That's going to be a good one too. Then you have Newell versus Dawson.
Okay.
And then Trifunovic versus Oshiro.
Okay, so 2 interesting ones and 2 kind of more what we were expecting.
Lead-offs too.
Yeah, right. I know. So this is exciting. I like this part of it and this dynamic, and that comes into play when you're reacting to singles. You can kind of.
So the squeeze got to react, correct?
Yes.
The squeeze reacted to this lineup.
The bouncers were the home team, so they reacted and mixed.
Yes.
And the bouncers reacted, so they actually threw Rachel. I believe the squeeze posted first. Right. Wow.
Oh, wait, posted first?
Yeah. So the bouncers are the home team, which means,
the bouncers are the home team, which means you respond and mixed.
Right.
So that would mean
the
squeeze have the advantage, so they respond here. So they were responding. So Hunter, Brooke, Ben, and Trifunovic picked first.
Correct.
Rachel, Todd, Callan, and Bobbi picked second.
Exactly. So they said instead of wasting probably their best player, Fote, in singles, they just threw Rachel to the wolves, unfortunately for her.
Or wolf.
A wolf, exactly.
One wolf.
Yeah, but you never know. We've seen crazy things happen in these Dreambreakers. We saw Lee Whitwell take down Deckel Bar in MLP 1. We've seen some interesting stuff. We had one yesterday where we had some men versus women matchups. So we'll see.
Apparently, some folks out here in Mesa know how to Dougie. These women, I don't know what they're feeding them out here, but they got some moves.
Yeah, it definitely, the crowds always build throughout the weekend, not just because we're getting in the latter stages of the tournament, because, you know, that Thursday morning at 8 a.m. and, you know, all that stuff. So here we go. This is exciting.
Here we go, Hunter versus Rachel. Oh, come on. You don't want to win a point that way.
A little fortunate there from Hunter Johnson. We'll see, because you kind of, when you come forward, which almost all the guys do, you kind of give the ladies a target. So we'll see exactly what kind of strategy he plays with.
Oh, I thought she was going to come in and close that out.
It was a really nice two-handed backhand by her, but a good stab from Hunter to kind of neutralize. We'll see if he continues to always come forward or possibly stay back for a shot or two before picking his spot.
That was a perfect lob from Rettger to get him back to the baseline, but Hunter goes 3-0 so far.
No, I think it was the right choice from her to follow that in as well. So I like that he was able to get it at her feet. So not the best situation for Rettger, but I like that decision.
3-0.
So all four the direction of Hunter Johnson.
4-0.
So now it is Fote and Buckner. And that's where some damage could be done. Buckner from the baseline.
I mean, she's letting it fly. I mean, the crispness, I mean, low over the net, controlled. She can go to all the spots with both wings, forehand and backhand. Very impressed with her ground strokes. What?
Seriously?
Easy game, Brooke Buckner, no big deal. Just pass here, pass there against a very quality opponent in Todd Fote.
6-0.
Oh, she nearly had another.
She certainly did. About 3 inches wide. Fote looking for the split.
1-6.
Oh, nice split right there.
Slightly fortunate, a little floating volley from Fote early in that point. He did catch the baseline though, so nice job by him salvaging a split after Brooke Buckner took those first 2 points.
6.
And Callan's coming in strong.
Yeah, Yeah, he moves well. He really does. Kind of decides and then really goes for it with his footwork. Great shot, Callan.
Perfect serve. Fully to the line.
Yeah, that was a little half guess from Callan.
7-3.
What a backhand rip from Newell.
Yeah, very nice. Really great use of his legs. He gets down low for this one, whips through. Great shot from Ben Newell.
8-3.
And Dawson gets a second, so they also split. I do have to say, Dawson's returns look pretty solid. Both a few of those going rather deep into the court.
I just don't know what these people are doing lobbing the lob doctor. You can't do that, Cameron.
4-8.
He's getting a taste of his own medicine. And Oshiro just tosses that one back in the court.
I see what you did there. Nice job, Oshiro. Controlled, which pretty much describes her game. Maybe nothing incredibly spectacular, but man, she is a rock-solid player.
Oh, Trifunovic finding the line.
Really nice job going line with the backhand, like you said. Often when she's on the run like that, she likes to take it cross, but great ball from Trifunovic.
And that ball thought about it for about 3 seconds at the top of the net.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. I think it hit the net twice.
6-9.
So Oshiro getting a few extra there. 3.
And getting fired up too. I like it.
I like it. 3-1 for that rotation. So we go back to the top. Let's see if Rettger can find maybe 1, maybe 2. Would be pretty outstanding.
I think that'd be a pretty good result against one of the best singles players in the game.
Just saying. 1 would be great.
Still going back to that one little dribbler on the very first point for Hunter Johnson.
That's true.
He's pretty fortunate on that one.
It's a new one.
He also demolished the ball in the meantime.
Yeah, he did hit that overhead pretty hard.
Bye-bye ball.
10-7.
Good balls from Rettger, but still too much of a presence up at that kitchen line from Hunter Johnson.
Yeah, I think he's doing a nice job. It's kind of a special situation, actually. So you can make some poor decisions out there. So I think he's not just patty caking the ball, but he's being very safe and kind of giving himself some margin for error with his shots as well. So I think it's a good strategy for Hunter Johnson in this particular matchup.
HSS welcomes all players and fans to Mesa, Arizona. To learn more about HSS,
Which it is now down.
hss.edu.
7-11 are the squeeze. Reminder, they were up 2-0 and then dropped both the mixed games, so they found themselves now into this Dreambreaker. I would say you don't want to face off against the Atlanta Bouncers in a Dreambreaker, though, because they have a rather good winning record there.
I'm surprised he even went for it, to be honest. It was obviously there, but a weird little return from Rachel Rettger made that an awkward shot.
And a missed return there. So Johnson, 4 of 4.
13-7.
Big baseline Buckner. She's unreal.
Both wings, too. Doesn't matter where you put it right now for Buckner. He's going to let it fly. Interesting situation. I think anyone can call a timeout. Oh my, that's what it takes to beat Brooke Buckner in a point, apparently. But yes, Rettger looked at the referee, called a timeout, and then there was a little issue with the squeeze whether Todd Foat actually wanted to, correct.
Just wide, so again, Buckner and Foat going 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's Foat obviously moves very well, so maybe actually staying back, not giving Buckner a target, and kind of working his way forward if he gets an opportunity could be a better strategy.
Don't let her find those passing shots, huh?
Yeah, because right now, if you're giving her a target and she's not on the full stretch or uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, she's letting it fly.
She's got a laser pointer right now. Oh, and a bummer for Dawson.
Oh, he was in complete control. Must have caught the line with the right toe, I believe. Tough break for the squeeze.
16-10.
of this court.
And he went right up to the camera at the end too. It was perfect.
11-16.
Tripping him up. So they go 2-2.
Yeah, really nice deception from Ben Newell, not giving anything away too early and then pulling that ball across his body, cross court. Phenomenal shot and control. Often when you wait, sometimes it throws off your rhythm, but he stayed in complete control, very composed. Nice shot, Ben.
17-11.
The soft stuff from Oshiro.
Yeah, very soft stuff. I think the drop volley, you don't want to bring them in on a bad ball, but at the same time, drop volley can be pretty effective in singles.
Oh, and she had the look.
She absolutely had that. There's no question at all. Do not believe Trifunovic could have caught up to that ball if it went over.
Good hustle from Trifunovic, but better placement from Oshiro.
Definitely.
Got to make a move now because you got Hunter Johnson coming back at the top of the order. Though from Trifunovic, but an even better stab to get that ball back for Oshiro.
Yeah, make him play one more ball. Trifunovic had a great look at that cross-court forehand as well, but caught the net, so here we go.
Rettger versus Johnson. Make it 19-14. Bouncers just 2 away from the semifinal. Make it 1. It's match point, the Atlanta Bouncers. There it is. And again, good in the Dreambreaker. They're perfect in that regard. 21-14, the Atlanta
That is a 4-0 record for Dreambreakers. They have not lost a match, and they have 4 for 4. Unbelievable. There we go. There we go. There's the shot we need. Moving on to the semifinals. Fantastic job from the bouncers.
So they're making their way over. Happy faces, without a doubt. All right, Cameron, let's hear the good word.
Hunter, you are now 4-0 in Dreambreakers here at MLP. What is so special about this team?
That's got to be a record, right? I think. Yeah, geez, we're just so positive, and we know that every time we're down 2-0, we can just come back every single time, and we are literal veterans right now in Dreambreaker. So we're trying not to do that the rest of the day. We'll try to fight our hardest, but yeah, if we go do it again, we're going to win it.
And tell me what the strategy was. You had to go up against Todd, so we had a lot of mixed singles out there. How was that?
Yeah, I just tried to play how I normally play. Pick my spots and see what happens.
Christine, how much motivation does this give you into the rest of this weekend and the match later today?
Well, we're hungry and the job's not done. So, we're ready to play again.
And Ben, you are all over this court, scraping your knee all over the place. Just how important is MLP to you?
I think you can see it in my fight. I'm going after every ball, and Callan's an athlete, so it's awkward playing him, and I just wanted to scrap for these guys and see if I can pull out a couple points.
There you guys have it. The Bouncers going 4-0 in Dreambreakers, taking the win over the Orlando Squeeze. We're going to send it right back up to you, Cam.